Hello everyone, Nick here. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today I'm going to show you my technique on how I built a big, giant, luxurious, high-performing lather. I haven't put a video out for a couple of weeks because I've been sitting in my studio here just experimenting, playing like a little kid, just doing this and doing that. I went to the barber and I seen this other barber that was next to him giving a guy a straight razor shave. And the whole time I'm paying attention to what this professional barber was doing. And not only was he just doing it, but he was explaining to his customer what he was doing. And that really helped me out. I really didn't say anything about me being a traditional wet shaver or anything like that. I just paid attention and tried to get as much information. And what he was doing was just next level, over the top. So I brought that information home and I tried to incorporate it in what I was doing, try to refine my techniques, trying different things. For the last couple of weeks, I've been in here just experimenting, doing this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, trying to replicate what he was doing. And I have figured how to make a big, giant, luxurious, high-performing lather. Not only am I going to explain it to you guys, but I'm going to show you my technique on how I do this. I do see other guys on YouTube, not a lot of them, but I do see some guys on YouTube doing this also. Maybe not exactly, but they are building a big, giant, luxurious lather, but they're not explaining it to you guys on how they're doing it. And I don't think it's neglect on their part. I just think that they are just so far advanced and they've been doing it for so long that it's just second nature to them, right? They're just doing it. They're really not thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because I'm fairly new to this and it's super, super exciting to me. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. So let's go over what I'm going to be using. The leaf shave oil. This is actually shave oil, not pre-shave oil. That barber explained to his customer that you could use shave oil or pre-shave because what he's going to do is use shave soap to whip up a lather anyway, and that's mainly what his concentration will be on. So leaf shave oil. I've been guilty of calling this pre-shave oil just like everybody else. Everybody else grabs this and says, I'm going to put some pre-shave oil on my face. It's actually shave oil, but we all use it as pre-shave oil. There's nothing wrong with that. There is a difference between shave oil and pre-shave oil. Pre-shave oil is specially formulated to soften up your whiskers and make your whiskers real nice and soft, ready to cut. And shave oil is formulated to put a protective barrier between your skin and the razor blade as it goes over your face, cutting your hairs. So there's a difference, but in this application, you can use either one. It's still going to be really, really good, and it is going to help tremendously. Let's do a green theme today. I'm going to be going with Poroso, Eucalyptus, and Mint shave soap. This is almost like a crope. It's kind of soft, but this is what I'm using. I'm going to be going with the Poroso, Eucalyptus, and Mint matching aftershave splash. I'll be shaving with the spruce colored leaf thorn. I shaved with the twig before. The twig is a little too mild for me. I really like this thorn. This is really, really good razor. I'm going to be lathering up with the Sterling synthetic knot shave brush. This guy's really, really nice. It's a green stripe. Going with a green theme today. I've got my alum block here. I'll try not to forget it this time. And I'm going to be going with one of these Parker half blades inside of that leaf thorn. I've used these blades before in a shavette, and these are really good blades. I usually use a feather blade. I'm going to use this inside of that razor today. I've got 1 day of growth here. You probably can't see it too well. Let's see if you can hear it though. Yeah, you can hear it. So that's what I'll be shaving off today. So let's go over exactly how I built this super high performing lather on my face. This shave oil, there's a dropper in there. I'm going to push the air bubble out and I'm going to try to fill this dropper as much as I can. There you can see that air bubble going to the top. This professional barber put so much oil on his customer's face. I mean, he put an insane amount of oil. I won't be doing that, but I am going to use quite a bit of this oil. Let's see if I can get that bubble to come up. Here it comes. Very slowly, but it's coming up. I want to try to get this dropper full of oil, and I'm going to use as much as I can. There it goes. So we'll get that bubble out of there. And then our dropper is completely full. Get some water on my face here, and then I'm going to get this oil on my face. Open this guy up, turn it upside down so I don't lose any. And then I am just going to try to take all of this dropper and I'm going to put all of that in my hand. So I'm going to put all this oil on my face and just work it in to my whiskers. And before I get too far ahead of myself, guys, I almost forgot the most important ingredient, well, besides the oil and the soaps, right? So what I have done experimenting in here is I have figured out that distilled water makes such a huge difference. And I'm serious, a huge difference. The distilled water makes all the difference. I have ran these experiments with the regular tap water, and I have absolutely been able to tell the difference that when I use distilled water, it is a better performing soap. So I got that on my face. I'm going to wash my hands off real quick so they're not slick anymore, and then we'll get this razor loaded with the razor blade. So I've got some soap in my hands. I'm just going to try to get my hands real nice and clean here, and that looks good, and we'll rinse them off. I've got my hands rinsed here. It's going to dry them off real good. Then we'll get this blade inside of this razor. Okay, here's the Parker razor blade. Get this blade out of here. Got my razor here, and let's get this guy loaded. There are magnets here, so it basically drops into place. Okay, and then we will shut this guy down, close him, and I'm going to back it off a tiny little bit and then tighten it back down again. And I'm going to look at my blade alignment. My blade alignment looks really nice right there. It's perfect. Got my Paraso soap here. I'm going to dip my brush in the water, synthetic, so you don't need to soak it. And what I'm going to do here is I am going to get all the water out of my brush. And then for 20 seconds, I'm going to start loading this brush. I don't want so much water in here that the suds are going to start flowing over. You don't need that. All you want to do is load this brush, so get as much of the water out of here, or the majority of the water out of here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to do 20 seconds. So let's start right now. You can see that there's some suds foaming there, but it's not spilling out over the tub here. 20 seconds. That's good enough. This is what the brush looks like. So distilled water. I have it in the sprayer here. You could use a sprayer like this, or you could just dip your brush in the distilled water, but you want to use distilled water. I'm going to get my face wet here. If you don't have distilled water, you either need to get some, or you need to take your tap water. Even if you don't have hard water and you live in an area with soft water, you still want to clean that water out. So you want to boil your water. Make that water as pure as you can, because I'm telling you guys, it does make a difference. Absolutely. So there we go, it's painted on. I am going to spray my face down with water, and then I am going to gently start exfoliating my whiskers and my face here. No need to get too aggressive yet. And my mustache area here, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go over it every time I pass my mouth with the brush. Every once in a while, I'll come over it and I'll go, just to keep it wet so that it doesn't dry out. Okay, so now I'm going to get more water on my face. And that's good enough. I don't want to put a lot of water on my face to where I have it dripping down my neck, because we want to use this water to build our lather, to hydrate our lather. And as you could tell, little by little, I have broken this backbone. Now it's all splayed out on my face. Now I'm just going to keep exfoliating, and I am going to do this over and over and over again, and I will show you what I'm talking about and why we're doing this. A lot of guys I see on YouTube, they will load their brush and then they will just come up here and they will paint it on their face just like that, and then they start shaving. And there is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, because this shave soap is so high performing that that works. There is nothing wrong with that. It absolutely works. But all I'm doing is just making it perform a little better. Not only am I exfoliating my face and my whiskers, but I am also incorporating all that oil into my lather here. And as this lather blows up and gets thicker and starts to grow, what's going to happen is you're going to be pushing it to the edges of your face. And you're going to be pushing it to the areas that you don't even shave. But that's just the nature of the beast. That's what's going to happen. So I'll show you my technique to build a lather and not to get it into your ears or build walls on your neck or your cheek that are very high. There's no avoiding it because you're building a lather. So at this point, I'm going to take some of this. I'm going to take some of these peaks. I'm going to grab them and I'm going to paint them on my face. This can take quite a while. Not like 20 minutes, but longer than usual, because the more you do this, the better it's going to get. The better performing it's going to get. So here's a rule of thumb that you can go by when you're trying to do this. When you do this, try having the thought process that what you're going to do is you are going to thin it out on your face. That's exactly the mentality you want to have, is that you are going to thin it out. And if you can tell right now, we have exfoliated our face very, very good. We've gone over our mustache area to keep it wet, keep it from drying up. And it's starting to blow up. So at this point, you know your face is exfoliated. Your whiskers are exfoliated. There's soap underneath your whiskers. So at this point, we're going to continue to add water. But our concentration is not on exfoliating our whiskers anymore. Now we're just strictly concentrating on the lather. So when I put the brush on my face, I will no longer splay it out. I'm going to put it on nice and gently, and my concentration now is going to be on the lather itself, because we have already exfoliated our whiskers, and now we will strictly concentrate on just working the lather. And just be aware of where your lather's at, what it's doing. Don't push it into your ear canals. Don't push it to the side of your face or down below your neck, which it's going to happen anyway. But just if you go like this and splay it out and continue, you are absolutely going to push it everywhere really fast that you don't want to push it. So just try to be aware of where your lather's at. And it's going to start to blow up like a nuclear bomb. So just be careful you're not dropping it all over the place, because it will. More water. And nice and gently. No longer working the face. Working the lather. That almost fell on me there. We're just going to keep going and keep going. And it's just going to grow and grow and grow. So 20 seconds of loading, guys. Look how much I have on my face, and look how much is on this brush. 20 seconds of loading. Almost a dry brush. There wasn't really much water on it either. Is it ready? Absolutely it's ready. But we're going to keep going because it can get better. More water. That's enough. I actually pulled the trigger twice there, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to get enough water on my face to where it's just dripping down my neck. That's just wasting the really good water that we need. So I'm going to keep going here. Concentrated on the lather. All of our concentration is on the lather. You can see it's pushing out. So the more I see it pushing out, the lighter I'll get on my face with the brush. All right, now let's check it. Let's check it to see if it's ready to shave. What I'll do is I'll go like this, and as soon as, whoa, as soon as you see those peaks dropping, that means it's ready to go. And those peaks aren't dropping as much as I want them to. You see those peaks? They're not dropping like I want them to. Not yet. So is it ready? No, it's not ready. We're going to keep going. We're going to get more here, more water, very lightly. Oh, there we go. It's starting to fall here and there. Very lightly, continue to work it in. And if you're thinking, well, you know, you could just shave already, buddy. Just go ahead and start shaving. Yeah, you can. But if you continue to do this, and then you put the blade on your face, man, are you going to feel the difference? Yes, it is going to make a difference. It absolutely is. So we're going to keep going here. And those peaks look like they were almost ready. So I'm going to add water one more time and work that water in to this lather. Like I said, the mentality you want to have is that we are going to thin it out. But are we really? Well, we can keep going, and eventually at some point you'll thin it out. But I'm pretty sure your muscles are going to be full of blood, and then your arms are going to be worthless, and you ain't going to have the strength to shave by that point. All right, let's check it. Oh yeah, I don't want to drop it. Okay, so them peaks are starting to drop now. Yeah, you can see that peak dropping there. So it is absolutely ready to go. But just because we're having so much fun, let's put some more water on our face. Yeah, I honestly think that's good enough, man. That's good enough. I would definitely sit here and keep going and keep going. But for the video's sake and your sake, so you're not watching me shave for 45 minutes, I'll just run it through one more time. And we'll call it good. Because in all honesty, guys, with the experiments I've been running, if I sit here and I keep going, this lather is just going to get better and better, and it really will. There's almost a point to, it almost gets to a point where you have to stop and you're like, okay, I'm going to get tired here. So you win. You tell the lather, you win. I'm going to start shaving at this point. See my face, 20 seconds of loading the brush, and here's what's on the brush. It is insane. And I just want to reiterate and stress that it is the distilled water and the oil that make all the difference here. Okay guys, and that is how we build a big, giant, luxurious, high-performing lather. I'm going to get my thorn into the warm water and we're going to go for it. So I'm going to go across the grain here. Get comfortable here. Okay, there we go. What an awesome little razor. So easy to shave with this razor. If you guys want to learn more about this razor, go watch my video. I do cover this razor because I really didn't talk much about the razor. If you want to learn more about the shave soap, go watch my video on the shave soap because I also cover the shave soap, which I really didn't do much on this video because I already have videos that cover these products. Okay, now we'll get on this side and we'll start. You know what I just realized? This would be perfect for people that suffer with irritation. I cannot feel this blade on my neck, on my face at all. So easy, guys. So easy. This is the way to do it. And in my opinion, it's more fun because you're working it more. This routine becomes longer and it's very, very enjoyable. Get more soap on my face. And there is tons of soap here. This soap has plenty of water and oil in it. So I don't need to hydrate my face. Look at that. That's crazy. So with seeing this, let's just have fun. I'm going to go with the grain this time. Rinse my razor off, start up here, and we're going to go with the grain. I can't even tell if that's shaving because it's so slick and so smooth. I'm going to go over this area one more time, and I'm not going to press hard. I can't feel anything there. I cannot feel the razor on my neck. That's okay. It's not going to get me to push hard either way. Okay, now we'll start over here on this side. Yeah, that cushion is insane. I can't even feel this razor on my face. Get my mustache here. All right, that was a super easy pass. Okay, let's get this soap on our face. And then I will go against the grain. I'm going to paint it on nice and gently here. And there's still a lot of soap here. Try not to get it in my nose. Look at that. This is my third pass. And look how much soap is on my face still. This is crazy. Not only is it crazy, this is beautiful, man. This is so awesome. I don't know if a grown man can have any more fun. Okay, I'm going to get my razor in the warm water, and then we're going to start going against the grain. A little bit of audible feedback there. A little bit of audible feedback on that area there. We'll come over to the other side. A lot of audible feedback there. That's one of my trouble areas. And nice and gently here on the mustache area. That feels really good. I'll get the other side. All right, that feels good. Let's rinse off, see where we're at. Yeah, that is BBS everywhere, even in my trouble areas, everywhere. I don't need anything anywhere else. All right, now that I got my face wet here, let's get the alum block wet. Let's get some alum block on our face. There is absolutely nothing there. Nothing. Wow. Let's check the mustache area. I got a little tiny bit of a tingle here. Not even a sting, just a tingle right here in these areas. But other than that, there is nothing anywhere. All right, that is gravy. We'll wait about 20-30 seconds and then we'll rinse this off. All right, we got that alum block rinsed off. I didn't rinse off my eyeballs this time, even though I still instinctively wipe them. All right, we're all dried up. The aftershave splash, we're just gonna shake the snot out of this stuff. We're gonna get it on our face. There we go. That's a whole bunch, because this is a whole bunch good. That smells so good. I am completely BBS. That is insane. Completely BBS everywhere. That is so nice. This aftershave splash kind of weird. It makes your face feel so good, but the burn is really delayed. Now I can feel the burn starting to come. Usually it's instant, but this is a little different. My face feels so good. Not as far as a good shave. I got a good shave. I'm already BBS there, but just the way it feels is so nice. Feels nourished, feels hydrated. My face feels spectacular. I'll get some matching aftershave balm on my face that I completely forgot to mention earlier. We'll shake this guy up really good too. Pop this cap, and then we're going to get some of this on our hands too, just a little tiny bit. It goes a really long way. Okay, that's plenty there. That's more than enough. That is way more than enough right there. We get it on our face, not because I'm irritated or burning or anything, but because we have it and we want to feel the best we can. That is awesome. Awesome. I was about to say that is awesome sauce, but that's a totally different product, but it smells the same as this. All right, guys, that feels great. That is my technique, and that's how I use my products to get a big, giant, luxurious lather lather that is super high performing. Like I said, I know a lot of guys already know this, but I'm new to this, and learning these things makes me super excited because I'm new to it, and it's so enjoyable. And whatever I learn, I'm going to share with you guys. Even if you guys already know, it's still great to be here with you guys and to share this information. And maybe you guys know this and you just forgot one little part, and watching this video jogs your memory, you know? So it's good for all of us all the way around. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. You guys please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. It really helps me out. Hey, you guys, I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care of yourselves. You hear? God bless.